Hi, welcome to Bruce's Garage. I'm Bruce, and this is my garage. Today we're going to be talking about door jambs. And I brought my jar of door jam. Well, you'll get it. Anyway, we're going to talk about door jambs, so why don't you come on in and let's have some fun cleaning up door jambs. Hey, welcome back to the garage, and thanks for joining me to talk about door jambs. Now, before we get into the detail, we got to work out a few little things here. First thing, this is a bottle of, it says door jam, jam. So, what is it? Okay, we're going to talk about door jambs, J-A-M-B, door jam, not J-A-M. Jam, like the stuff you eat. Now, the whole idea here is, let's make door jambs your jam. So let's talk about why cleaning door jambs tends to be a little bit of an issue for people. Well, first of all, I think it's the forgotten land. I think sometimes we just forget that we have that space that we need to clean. Secondly is, if you're using a pressure washer and you try to clean this area, you tend to get water everywhere. And that's not much fun cleaning it up. So instead of spraying heavy water with a pressure washer, or even with a garden hose with your nozzle on it, you're better off not using the pressure, not using a nozzle, and just letting water run. And I'll demo that for you here in just a minute. The other thing is, how do you clean it? Well, the best way, and there's lots of different ways you can do this. I found the best way is to put some cleaner in a spray bottle. Now this cleaner could be rinseless wash. We could use, in my case, I have Multi-Star, which is a Koshemi product, which is kind of a pre-wash product. And I have some Gentle Snow Foam, which is their pH neutral soap, and I mix them together in here. So that's what I use. But you could use any kind of soap that you use on your car. You could use then some type of degreaser, a mild degreaser by the way, or like MSN or Green Star from Koshemi. Both of those are Koshemi products. The products don't matter as much as long as it's a gentle degreaser and a gentle soap, because you don't really need to get too vigorous in this area. And some of these areas are greased, and so you don't want to remove all that grease. But other than that, you just need that, and you need your hose. Pretty simple. So let's get right down to it. All right. So now that we're in this area here, and we'll talk about this upper area in just a moment, but we're going to work on this lower area here that again is different from the exterior of the car and different from the interior. It's this space right here, and as you can tell, there's some dirt here. And so this is what we need to clean. So I'm going to take my mix of, again, I have my Multi-Star, which is an alkaline cleaner, as well as Gentle Snow Foam, which is pH neutral car washing soap. And I'm spraying a liberal amount on here. And so then I'm going to take my detail brush and I'm just going to go over this area, kind of scrubbing lightly, but again, this brush is soft. But I'm trying to get all this dirt and grime off this area. Very simple. But we're getting the details. And remember, we're detailing, so we have to be looking at the details. All right, once I've done that, then basically what I want to do is rinse. Now in this case, I've got my pressure washer here without a nozzle, and the pressure washer is turned off. This, you could also just assume it's your garden hose. And so you can see when I just spray, it's just not a whole lot of water is getting on the inside of the car. In fact, if I was a little more careful, I probably could have avoided that. But I'm just going to rinse this. Pretty simple. Once that's rinsed, I can then come through and I can dry that pretty easily right here. By the way, I'm using a Rad Company Gauntlet. This is the 12 by 12 towel, so it's a pretty small towel. But you could use, again, your regular drying towel. And I'm just thoroughly drying this area. Now, you can also then follow this up, if you'd like, with a drying aid, if you wanted. You can also use something like Geon Wet Coat, which is a sealant, or I will be using Koshemi SO02, which is a silicone-based sealant, and the only benefit of that, really, and it's a big benefit, is it will repel some of this dirt and water so that it's a little bit easier to clean in the future. So I'm going to follow that up and use my Koshemi spray sealant. And again, this is SO02. And basically I can just, really this does not take much spray at all. It's a couple little spritzes of sealant, and then I'm going to wipe dry. This provides a great shine, but also a protectant so that it repels water and some of that dirt for the future. It makes it a little bit easier to clean in the future. The other part of the door jamb that often gets neglected is this bottom piece right here of the door. Again, it gets a lot of road grime, but it gets a lot of neglect. We don't often clean that. So I'm going to, again, spray my same mixture using my detailed brush, just coming in here to agitate just a little bit. Again, these were not super dirty. All right, then what I can do is basically come through and rinse this again. Again, we're not using a ton of water, just like if this was a garden hose. It's not a pressure washer, that's where I got the pressure on. Very simple there. Then I can take my drying towel and just come through and dry this area. Then I can also take my spray sealant, really one little spray across there, nice and dry. All right, one last tip for you. You can use, this is Plastar Silicon Free. This is another Koshemi product, also called PSS. And essentially, I like to think of it as a moisturizer. It's great on exterior trim. But the other thing that I think is really cool is all these little rubber surfaces that are around the door. If you put this on your microfiber applicator and then wipe on those surfaces, this helps prevent freezing of these surfaces. So in wintertime, if your car's outside, you don't want your door to freeze shut. The Plastar, the PSS, helps to prevent some of the freezing of those rubber surfaces, and honestly, I think it helps preserve the beauty and the life of these rubber surfaces. So this is called PSS. Again, it's an optional step, but it's something you can do over all those rubber seal surfaces around the door. Well, thanks for joining me today to talk about our door jamb jam. Hope you like that. No! Anyway, I hope you learned something today, and I hope that you'll make door jambs your jam, because they're not that hard, but they're an important detail that if you want to make a complete detail of your car, you've got to focus on those fine points like the door jambs. Oh, and don't forget, you've got trunk jambs. So when you open the trunk or the hatchback on a vehicle, you've got lots of dirt and stuff that accumulates there as well. Don't forget those spots, because that's, again, we're trying to do a complete detail. You've got to get all those fine points. And I hope you really liked this video today and learned something. Please give me the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And I would love it if you would subscribe. Got more cool videos coming very soon. So again, thanks for coming to Bruce's Garage. I truly appreciate your time, and I hope you found this valuable. Have a great day.